Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. Today's video is all about my top winter fragrances for women. As we all know, anyone can wear anything, and I love to wear unisex and even sometimes masculine leaning fragrances, but today is all about those fragrances that I think are fantastic for winter that lean feminine. Before I get started, if you are a return viewer and not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love it if you would consider joining my YouTube family. And if you get anything out of the video and you enjoy it, give it a nice thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And with that, I'm going to jump in. The first one I'm going to choose is a beautiful fragrance by Penhaligon's. This is called Cairo. This is for the lovers of deep, spicy, woody rose scents. This is very, very dark and rich and perfect for the colder weather. This is like a rose kind of soaking in spices and woods. The rose is very, very dark. There is saffron in here, so again, it's very spicy. And not only is there saffron, but there is also incense somewhere in the background, a very mildly smoky incense, and as this dries down, it becomes a little bit more earthy from the patchouli and a little bit more vanillic, and has a nice kind of grounding woody base. Oh my gosh, a very elevated, elegant scent. I do not just wear this willy-nilly. I'm usually dressed up or want to make a statement when I wear this. An oldie but a goodie, a beautiful one I haven't talked about in a long time is called Black Jade. This is a gorgeous, spicy, amber floral fragrance. This has mostly rose, a little bit of jasmine, cardamom, a teensy bit of citruses in the opening, but what this really is a beautiful amber. I mean, the amber in the dry down of this is just lovely, and it still has those florals in the background, and it has a nice, gentle spiciness when I wear this. Is just Parisian chic, Parisian elegance when I wear this, and I just feel like my game is kind of elevated, you know, when I wear it. Okay, a fragrance that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I literally cannot stop wearing it, and I'm so happy because I love it when I have a scent, particularly a designer scent, that I never get sick of, because I think designer scents, they tend to play it safe, and so I think we get a little bit bored by them. I'm literally obsessed with it. It was my scent of the day yesterday and probably 3 days before that. Interdit, this is L'Interdit EDP Intense, and man, I love this because it's super unique. It has that bubblegummy tuberose, but to me, it's specifically grape gum tuberose with a beautiful, warm sesame, and those two, this is genius. This is a masterpiece. Dominique Rofian, the creator of Baby Cat, is the creator of this fragrance, or he's co-creator. It's nice and peppery, at least in the opening, and it has patchouli in the background. This lasts forever, particularly on your clothes. So it's a beautiful floral to wear in the winter months. I don't have a ton of that. I don't have a ton of those fragrances, at least in that category, like winter florals. Last forever, and for what it's worth, one of my most complimented fragrances. Another one that is delicious. Now, of course, it could be unisex. This is sugar leather. I think this leans a little bit on the feminine side because it has so much cinnamon. You have to be a lover of cinnamon. It's resinous, and it has caramel. So this is a less thick version of something like an angel share with more cinnamon. So it's a scent profile. I love that cinnamon apple pie with caramel. Of course, it has leather, you know, some dried fruits, and a little bit of amber in the background. Woo! Love wearing it in the colder months. Another fantastic designer scent that I only wear in the colder months. I've tried wearing it in the warmer months, and it just really didn't work out because I think it's much better when it's colder outside. Black Opium Le Parfum, my favorite version, the only version I have, because, you know, it's got so much more vanilla. It still has those white florals in the background, so you must be able to tolerate a little bit of those original white flowers, but it's got an extra dose, like I think it has 3 types of vanilla in here, so it's a very vanillic heavy form of Black Opium. Very, very affordable, particularly this smaller bottle. And I think it's just terrific to wear in the colder months. One fragrance I think I've only spoken about one time. Oh my gosh, these are some of my favorite bottles in all of my collection. This is called Le Regent, and the perfumer is Erisa El Leran, I think. Of course, I didn't pronounce that correctly. This is a beautiful amber. I love to wear amber scents in the colder weather. Look how beautiful, and I'm gonna say feminine, this bottle is. It's absolutely spectacular. These are some of my favorite bottles, and this is just a super, super classy amber fragrance. I want to spray it. I'm already wearing something else, otherwise I would spray this on myself. This is just so gorgeous to me. So it's very, obviously it's ambery, it's very resinous, not overly sweet, not overly sticky. This is as if you took a less powdery form of Guerlain Cairo Beluga and mixed it with Rouge Smoking. That's the best I can do, but if you combine those two fragrances, you're gonna come up with something very, very similar to Le Regent. I absolutely love it. It is a beautiful, kind of a timeless amber scent. On the subject of amber fragrances, is one I haven't talked about in forever. This is called Istanbul. Oh my gosh. This is a gorgeous scent, and for the longest time, this was Piki Lori's signature scent. I think she's on her third bottle. So it's a gorgeous, non-sweet amber scent that has some, it's kind of on the fresher side, although it's not a fresh scent. It has some soft aromatics. I know it has lavender and I want to say thyme, but they are way in the background. So it's a very easy amber scent to love for those like my mother who do not like vanilla. She loves ambers but doesn't like vanilla, so she doesn't want to smell like food, but she loves that warm, resinous, you know, almost spicy, ambery category without smelling like a dessert tray. Absolutely stunning, and my mom loves to tell me about all the compliments she gets when she wears this out and about. One of my newest pickups is called Essence Santal by the House of Marseille, and this is a new fragrance line from the amazing Marlene Stell, the OG, one of the OG makeup artists out there. She recently came out with a bunch of fragrances that she released, two of which I cannot stop wearing because they are terrific for the cold weather. She has florals in that line that I will be wearing more as the weather gets warmer. But the two that I can't stop wearing, one is a vanilla fragrance. You'll hear about it in my top 20 winter vanillas, and the other one is Essence Santal right here. As you know, I'm a huge lover of sandalwood, and this is in that sandalwood that's very clean. There are no rough edges in this whatsoever. It's clean, but it's not wood chippy, and it's smooth, but it is not milky. So this is not a milky sandalwood. Gentle, gentle spices in the background, and it becomes a little bit more dusty. I should say powdery as it dries down. There might be a little bit of iris in here. Oh my goodness. And a sandalwood that almost has a crystalline quality. It's absolutely gorgeous. I do think it is a terrific sandalwood to wear all year round, but there's just something about it that I think is terrific for the colder months. Okay, and the last two I have, one is a honey tobacco scent, and yes, I know tobacco isn't always, thought of classically as a feminine leaning note, but this is the most feminine tobacco, in my opinion, out there. It is a honey tobacco scent. It is by the House of Diptyque, and this is called Volutes, a very, very underrated honey tobacco fragrance that I have loved for a long, long time. I wear this all the time, and it's just kind of a simple honey tobacco scent. This is just a real simple beauty, I would say. Honey, tobacco, and a little bit of iris on top of a very nice creamy base of sandalwood. As you can tell, I have a large collection, and I have the Eau de Parfum, which this is, and the Eau de Toilette, and big dents in both of them. Only the Eau de Parfum is currently being sold. The Eau de Toilette, sadly, was discontinued, and I love to wear that in the warmer months, but absolutely gorgeous and the most feminine honey tobacco scent on the market, in my opinion. That's absolutely gorgeous. And the last one is Café Chantant by Nobile 1942. Yeah, 1942. So this is a vanilla powdery floral with a hint of cherry. Now, this one is as close to Queer Beluga by Guerlain that I have smelled. They're very, very different, but they share some similarities. This one is more resinous and it has cherry, whereas Queer Beluga has none of those. Queer Beluga has suede, it has some aldehydes, and it has some, you know, very subtle citruses in the top. Queer Beluga is much more powdery, it's much more dense, and it's much more vanillic. This is powdery. It has iris and heliotrope, but not quite as dense as Queer Beluga. And it just has a lightness to it. It's more light and airy, whereas Queer Beluga is just much more compact. It's very, very dense of a fragrance. So that was it, 10 feminine leaning fragrances that I think are terrific choices for the colder weather. If I did not mention one of your favorite fragrances that falls into this category, let us all know down below. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. Again, if you got anything out of the content and you enjoyed it, I would love a thumbs up. And with that, I will see you on the next one.